I think one of the most memorable and spooky death scenes from the second Jurassic Park movie is this one, with the tiny Compsognathus. And I think the same goes for the original Jurassic Park book, in fact, where one of the prominent characters succumbs in this fashion. There's just something particularly disturbing, I think, about being slowly overcome by many small creatures with tiny, sharp mouths and claws persistently gouging and goring until there's just no fight left. I'd certainly rather just one big chomp and that's the end. And although unfortunately the best month of the year and the spooky season along with it has come to a close, it is now November 1st, and so
Welcome
to the first episode of Dinovember 2025. The extent to which carnivorous dinosaurs hunted collaboratively is something I think about all the time. That debate is nuanced and complicated and fascinating, but I would be personally surprised if Compsognathus specifically hunted in packs, and here's why. Compsognathus was chilling in the late Jurassic of Europe. We have one specimen found from Germany and the other from France, but at the time, Europe was just a smattering of islands west of the ancient Tethys Sea. In fact, at the same time and age of the compies that we've found, we also have remains of small animals like marine crustaceans and fish, things that indicate this little dinosaur's island coastline lifestyle, which I just earlier realized fits very nicely with the original Jurassic Park book, because if I remember rightly, Compsognathus is the very first dinosaur we meet, and it is, in fact, on a beach. So that's nice. Compsognathus also shared its environment with some small pterosaurs as well as Archaeopteryx, but as far as I know, other than Archaeopteryx, there have been no other dinosaurs found in this time and place, which means Compsognathus could have been the top predator in its habitat. Even so, we have no evidence that it was ganging up on animals as large as a Homo sapiens. In fact, it seems to me that we have no evidence that there were any animals as large as a Homo sapiens for Compsognathus to interact with, but we do have surprisingly good evidence of what the compies did eat. The very first specimen found of Compsognathus, so its holotype specimen, is this beautifully preserved fossil from Germany. And if we look closely at its abdomen, underneath the vertebral column, inside its gut, we can see what appears to be an even smaller vertebral column. And that's because this Compsognathus had just recently eaten a lizard before it kicked the bucket. And actually, that specimen of the lizard inside Compsognathus's gut seems to be the first specimen found of that kind of extinct lizard, making it a holotype inside of a holotype. And on top of that, the second of only two specimens that we've ever found of Compsognathus also preserves gut contents. This individual had also just eaten some kind of lizard-like creature. The last thing that I'll mention about Compsognathus is that it was very first discovered and described in 1859, the same year that Charles Darwin published The Origin of Species, and just a couple of years before scientists found the very first specimen of Archaeopteryx. And it would be only a few years after that that Thomas Henry Huxley would look at the two fossils of these two animals and compare them to find many striking similarities. He concluded that birds probably evolved from dinosaurs. And that case has of course been made much, much stronger over all of the time since then, such that I can now tell you with confidence, on behalf of the entire paleontological community, that birds are dinosaurs. You probably see dinosaurs all the time. I'd very much encourage you to go outside and take a walk and see if you can find some. And obviously to make sure that you're following me so that you don't miss any episodes of Dinovember this year. And please let me know if there are any dinosaurs that you would like to see me talk about later this month.